Blog Talk Radio.
Could the biggest science project ever lead to the end of the world?
The massive gas line ruptures, could it happen in your neighborhood?
How many sex offenders live in your neighborhood?
Are there terrorist cells in your neighborhood?
Marijuana, could it be in your neighborhood?
Are your kids being brainwashed? I'll tell you who's taking cues from the Nazis.
A town in California is insisting that every second grader learns about gay penguins.
Social engineering of America's children.
We'll have global governance run by elites.
We'll have our own little China workforce right here in America.
Doomsday 2000. Killer bees. Bird flu.
The terror threat.
The superbug.
Global pandemic.
Illegal aliens.
Gun restrictions.
Right-wing terrorism.
Evangelical Christianity.
Gay marriage. Death panel. The flip-flop.
Indoctrination.
Militias.
Anarchy, chaos, and cannibalism.
Gosh, we better wake up soon. Or we're going to wake up dead.
Hi, this is Tatiana Moroz, and you're listening to Journalistic Revolution.
And welcome to this special report of Journalistic Revolution, where we are going to be discussing the Adam Kokesh arrest in Philadelphia at the Smoke Down Prohibition rally in Philadelphia today. And it's really interesting. I'm really excited to talk about this with Jake Counts, who we also are having on. And it's a crazy situation. Let me go ahead and read you right now the last official report that I wrote, and then we'll go from there. It has been confirmed that Adam Kokesh, the veteran who was planning the armed march on Washington, D.C., was arrested for, wait for it, resisting arrest. It is most likely that he will be held at the Bureau of Prisons Federal Detention Center, but it has not been confirmed, however, that he is actually there. And according to Lucas on Adam's Facebook page, he will not see a judge till Monday. And we have Jake Counts on, too. Let me bring him up. Hey, Jake, you there?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Doing well, man. Went over and picked up that High Life, so we're in good shape now, ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. So, I'd like to start off with the audio of Adam being arrested, because I think this new video that came out is clearer, and it shows how Adam was, one, not resisting arrest, and two, not even partaking really in the protest itself, just emceeing it. But I got a 30 seconds of audio from it, and it's from when they actually grabbed him. I want to play that real quick.
Hey, bring it in. Everybody get closer. Show some love. Come on, we're going to make it difficult for the police here. Hey, I'm being assaulted by an officer of the law who is a clear criminal. This is a criminal act being committed by a man in a costume. That's not word violence. No, stop this. That's not violence.
Robert?
Yeah, now that guy, yeah.
May I?
Yeah, go right ahead.
That was absolute poetry. I am being assaulted by a man in a costume. Oh, Adam, in your moment of just complete getting pulled away by the cops, completely in the wrong, you still come out with just some beautiful, beautiful words. That was money. Oh my God, it's so sad though.
It is sad, but I really like the end.
I like how he called him a criminal. It's not so much a man in a costume. He called him a criminal.
He goes, "This is a criminal act, and I'm being assaulted by a man in a costume," and it's just like, oh, it's pure genius.
Well, the man at the very end who said, whoa, that doesn't warrant violence. Stop that. What are you doing? You shouldn't be violent. For those who haven't seen the video, what is happening at that moment is another bystander at the rally see how they just grab Kokesh, and they grab him violently. And and the man's all like, whoa, what we're doing doesn't require violence. even if you disagree and you're going to arrest all of us, you don't have to do it violently. You know?
Yeah.
I got to get some, Robert. They got to get some. And you saw who it was. It's always, and I don't mean to stereotype, but it's always the shaved, bald-headed guy on the power trip. You know, kind of short, stocky, shaved-head guy on a power trip every time.
Yeah.
Napoleon complex. Dude, I'm short, but I don't go around yanking people up and trying to put them in sleeper holds and stuff. Come on.
The majority of people who join the police force, who join the military, what did Doug Stanhope say? He's like, are people who kind of want to go kill people or going to kill people who want to kind of kill people, and you're killing all the right people. You know, anybody who joins the police force, they've got a power trip, they've got an ego.
Not anybody.
Ego.
I've got a couple friends that are good cops, but you know.
Okay, but I did preface that with the word mostly. I didn't say all. I know there's exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rule.
But it always creates gang mentalities. It creates gang mentalities all the time. When everybody wears the same costume, you obviously associate yourself with one another, so you create like a little, you know, a gang psychologically. And then it's just gangs on gangs. It's just...
Well, let's frame this for everybody who's tuning in. Hold on
Why
a second.
can't we have that kind of gang-on-gang violence then?
Yeah. No, that's completely legal. He's in a costume. It's got a metal badge on it. He's got some ribbons. It's completely legal. He's breaking the law, but that's completely legal because he's in a costume.
Well, let's frame this for everybody who's just tuning in who doesn't really know. What happened was that Adam was at a rally called the Smoke Down Prohibition, and this is the 5th time he's actually showed up to this. This is something he does regularly. And from what I understand, has not been arrested in the last 4.
Oh, no. They've never even been close to being arrested. Like they said that the cops will just sit on like the other side of the street and just make sure that, you know, nobody's being violent, and they just sit there and nobody gets arrested. And he's like, I can't believe that they're just
Now, according to the first video that came out, you can clearly see that the police targeted Adam Kokesh and Poe.
Yep.
And They walked past people breaking the law and went straight to the person not breaking the law.
Yeah. No. He was being a thought criminal, Robert. That is breaking the law. He can't be a thought criminal.
That's conspiracy theorist talk, sir.
That is, you know, I thought I had a First Amendment. I mean, it's not like I thought I had a Second Amendment, like with, you know, all the gun grabbers trying to take my firearms, but it's like I thought I had a First Amendment. Evidently not. Evidently we don't anymore.
Yeah, but so they arrest him, and then they take him to the police department. That was the first place they took him, along with a lot of other people. They arrested more than just Poe and Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Now, from what I understand, everyone else has been released except for Poe and Adam, who are currently being transferred to an undisclosed location so that they can eventually see a judge on Monday. And there were reports of even Adam's manager or rep guy or something, you know, whoever helps him with his show, when they called to ask where he was, that their answer was, he is a grown man. You don't have to worry about where he is.
That's a free country. That is complete freedom right there.
So
I would like to call and find out where my friend is that just got arrested. He's a big boy. You don't need to worry about him. Not the question I asked you. I'm pretty sure that somehow I pay your salary, but whatever. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't call and say, hey, is Adam Kokesh a big boy? Do I need to be concerned?
Excuse me, I'm looking for my little friend that's, you know, my little friend. I lost him today. I think the cops took him away. He's you know, he needs me. He's not a grown boy yet. We're trying to get him there.
And so the whole situation, he goes to a rally, he MCs for the rally, he does not commit a crime. I mean, other than, you know, being a thought criminal. Right. He's not committing a crime other than the thought crime. And then he's assaulted and arrested, then taken to an undisclosed location where the police were very reluctant to speak to Matthew. You know, where they give him a no comment, he had to call back, and then they were just like, the feds came and got him. Man, what do you want me to do? So, and then I called the federal detention center to find out if he is going to be transferred there, but I had already.
Hold on. Remember, you're a journalist, but you're not allowed to have this information.
Well, exactly. But in their defense, to be pragmatic, they usually it usually takes about 4 to 6 hours before they can confirm someone is in a facility when they're arrested. Not till Monday though, because they're trying to tell us we're not going to know until Monday. But when I asked them, they said that we cannot confirm that Adam Kokesh is here. So I had a gotcha question ready for that. And I said, well, if a person was to be arrested in the same location and area as Adam Kokesh, and it was a federal charge, would this be the facility in which they take said person to? And they had to answer me, well, yeah. Gotcha. So gotcha. You know, you still answered my question. Yes, this is where Adam Kokesh is going to be because we arrested him for federal charges of resisting arrest, even though he had not originally committed a crime.
Yeah,
that's correct.
That was my first thought when we were on Jake's show they had to have a reason to arrest him in the first place. So for him to have resisted arrest. So it's an impossible crime to commit unless there's another reason for arrest. So they have no comment on his original arrest, just that he's been arrested for resisting arrest.
Does anybody else get kind of freaked out about what the NDAA says and what is going on here? I mean, we talked about that a little bit before, but I mean, how crystal does that have to be for everybody? It's like this guy is just emceeing a rally. He is not breaking the law, literally not breaking the law, and on hundreds of video cameras not breaking the law, and then gets drug off and put into a white Suburban.
Yep.
I mean, it creeps me out to a level, but then it makes me more angry than creeps me out to see something like that. It really does.
Well, it actually was one of the first things. A friend of mine who's new to the Liberty movement, right? He as soon as I started reporting on this, he calls me personally and he's like, "What's up with this? Is the rally still on? What's going on? Are they going to black bag him?" And he's asking me these questions. And it was actually as soon as he said, "Are they going to black bag him?" I thought, "Holy crap!" With the Patriot Act,
they could ship him to Gitmo. Bye.
Yeah, with all the definitions that we have, the Military Commissions Act, the Patriot Act, the NDAA 2012, all of these laws that have been put into place slowly but surely over the last 10 years, they could just take him away. And that's when I realized that what we were doing and reporting on this and making sure that people knew what numbers to call and to try and find out exactly where he is and let them know that we're watching, it was the best thing we could have done, and I knew right then and there we had to do something.
It's kind of the same thing that what happened after Brandon Robb. And I mean, Brandon Robb was just a guy, and it as soon as it hit the Facebook page, it was all over the place. So, with Brandon Robb just being a guy, not with the kind of popularity or like that Adam Kokesh has, can you imagine how this is going to continue over the weekend, spilling over into Monday? By the time he has his time in front of the judge. So, and they're not going to be able to move him easily without people knowing, because there's going to be people surrounding that facility.
Yeah, in 2 days. As a matter of fact, hold on, I'm going to bring up the actual event page. Let me see if I can bring that up. You guys, let me pose this question, right? And you guys discuss while I try to find the event page. If he was to quote unquote be black bagged, to disappear, if you will, what do you think our next action should be?
Continue with the march. Honestly, continue with the march. Make them understand that it was never about Adam, like Adam suggested. To basically let them know that just because everybody wants to say, well, Adam's leading. Adam created this. He's our leader. He's our Messiah. And what they don't realize is we don't need a leader. Somebody has a great idea, and everybody else is going to go, "That's a great idea. I want to be involved." That's teamwork. And that march is going to continue to go on, and then they're going to go, "Oh crap, we didn't black bag enough people." So reality is that march needs to continue.
That was what I was going to say. If he is for some reason unable to go on the march, then instead of it being the quote unquote 10,000, it needs to be 10 million. At that point, it needs to be 10 million people. It's like, look, this guy was just going to organize a protest, and he even said that if they were going to get arrested for crossing the line, that they would walk up to the line, salute, turn, and walk away, not break any laws whatsoever. So at that point, it needs, like I said, it needs to be 10 million people. It doesn't need to be 10,000 anymore. So
last I heard is that they were going to step over the line peacefully, and
he said that he
peacefully
said that he
allow
figured out
themselves to get arrested.
Right. He said he hadn't figured out the logistics yet. He said he hadn't figured out if they were all going to step over the line, if just he was going to do it, or whoever volunteered to do it. He said that they hadn't figured out the logistics of it yet. But I'm sure that, once he gets out on Monday, and I just checked InfoWars, and they're doing an update on it, so that means that hopefully, like I said, not that I want to plug his show, but I hope Alex Jones does cover this tomorrow, because that'll get a lot of people's cages rattled tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it's not about us. It's about getting the information about Adam, and the reality is as much as I'm not a big fan of InfoWars, they have a large audience, so the more people this gets to, the better. So, I mean, we have our listeners, and people want to listen to what we're talking about. Alex Jones has his fans. They're going to get the information, so good for them. I'm glad that they're doing this to help Adam out.
There's some super motivated people in that Alex Jones collective group there.
Oh yeah.
So that would do a lot of good.
The people putting the event together, I guess, what is Occupy Philly. So mad props to those people. They say because
I think they did a protest this morning. I think Daryl was saying they did a protest this morning. They protested the Fed at 12. And then they went down to the Smoke Down Prohibition spot, and everybody lit up at 4:20. That's what the big countdown was for, and that's when the cops came in and grabbed him.
Yeah. So I guess they say on the event page it says, today N.A. Poe and Adam Kokesh were wrongfully kidnapped by Philadelphia's goons in costumes. Yeah, it is. Let's show our support and let them both hear our roars of free Adam, free Poe. Call every news outlet and let's turn this unjust circumstance into a righteous one. Our protest will begin at 700 Arch Street in Philadelphia, of course. Keep fighting the good fight. I hope to see you, my fellow freedom fighters there. And it's what time? 9 o'clock. Yeah, it says it ends at 9 p.m. It started today at 9 p.m. ends May 20th, 9 p.m. So I guess just show up early. Earlier the better. And it's at 700 Arch Street. It's the Federal Detention Center. Also, if you want, you can call the number 215-521-4000 and kindly ask them to release our friends.
Amen. I think that those guys' phone lines should be tied up for the next 3 days.
Oh, man. I think that's currently the situation.
I'm just going to... I would rent an auto dialer for the weekend if I could and just auto dial that number and just sit there on hold. Like, you're gonna let them out.
Pre-recorded response when they answer.
Exactly. Let out our friends. Let out our friends. Let out our friends.
This is one of those moments where you wish you knew somebody that worked at that facility. So you'd be like,
it's a good look.
How was the phone lines last night?
Did you guys get any phone calls last night? Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you get sick of it all at the end of the day, not even legal to kill yourself in this country.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we're not really getting much more info than where we are. From Adam Kokesh's page, they pretty much said that he was arrested for, what was it? He was arrested for resisting arrest and that he will be in front of a judge on Monday. That is all we know, Lucas.
Yeah.
That just sounds so ridiculous. How do you get arrested for a resisting arrest? It doesn't make any sense. You have to be arrested for something in order to resist arrest.
I've actually researched this before. If they are if they are trying to detain you, because remember, they're allowed to detain you for any stupid reason they want.
NDAA. Yeah.
Well, even before that, for 24 to 48 hours, they're allowed to detain you.
Yes.
Questioning. Right? And so what the police, the loophole that the police use is that they're detaining him, and then he resisted it, so they arrested him for resisting.
Okay. Well, that's just gay. Because if you're going to say that, then you should just call it resisting detaining. You know,
resisting detainment. That would make more sense.
You're being arrested for resisting detainment. That would make sense, because then I wouldn't have to look like the asshole going, yeah, how do you get arrested for resisting arrest?
Sir,
you know?
Right now you're resisting me arresting you. I'm just sitting here, but you're resisting.
All right, we got a lot of people listening in the chat room. I'd like to know, this is what I want. If anybody listening right now thinks that Adam getting arrested was not a clear violation of everything that is holy, right? I'd like to hear your logical stance on that. And if you do, call in too. You know what I mean? I'd like to hear your take on this and what do you think is going to happen.
I'm pretty sure Justin Padini is listening.
Well, I just want to know, if you have a logical reason on how this is not a violation of your personal rights, of your individual rights, of your human rights, of your God-given rights, of your constitutional rights, whatever it is you believe the rights are or come from, how is this not? I'd really like to hear that. Do you think that there could be a logical debate? I mean, a non-emotional, logical debate towards why he should have been arrested?
What's that phone number to call in, Robert?
The number is 323-417-6713. Please call in. And see, I thought for sure that they were going to get him for inciting violence or some sort of RICO act. You know what I mean? No, seriously, that's what I thought when I first heard he got arrested, was that they were, because I knew he was emceeing the event, it would make more sense that they were all like, let's get him for inciting or organizing a riot, you know, or some sort of double talk.
You know they're listening, Robert. Don't give them any ideas.
Oh, shit. I forget sometimes that we are smarter than they are.
This goes along with the argument, like Stefan Molyneux, about the police being privatized. Because if it was a privatized organization, there was absolutely no way in hell that they could get away with something like this.
Oh no.
You know.
Oh, no way. What about you, Jake? I mean, do you think that the privatization of the police force would have prevented something like this from happening?
With the private, like in a different society where you actually have people paying for their own protection? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes. If we were living in that kind of standard of world.
No, because then you just fire the group that breaks the law, and it's like, all right, well, you guys are fired because you obviously broke the law, so see ya.
So
I don't know.
So you think that would prevent things like someone being arrested for resisting arrest?
Absolutely, because if you have government's just a monopoly of force. That's all it is. So obviously, that would be like having a big corporation own all the security companies. They're like, all right, so these are the laws. Like, no, but that's not in the Constitution. It doesn't matter. That's what we go by, which is pretty much what we're going through right now. It's just, it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous to see something like this happen. Say what?
What's that famous phrase that the police use in situations like this? We found that the officers in question acted in accordance to police policy.
Oh, to policy, yes. It's always to policy. It's like,
and who writes that policy?
Can we please stop doing corporate law for like 5 minutes? You know, can we please stop doing corporate law and just maybe go back to fundamental? You know, how about going back to just common sense, something like that? I mean, what do these guys think? It's like, okay, hey, guess what? Here's what's going to go on, guys. As soon as this guy with the microphone starts counting down and he gets to 0, arrest him. Like, but he's not breaking up. Just do it. Okay, you got it. Salute. I mean, what are you guys doing? I hope, and I know that he's smart enough to do this, I hope he sues the crap out of both of those guys that arrested him and falsely imprisoned him and then shipped him around. And, this is... go ahead, guys.
Well, this kind of... Here's what I think. When you're looking at a government institution such as the police, they're funded by the taxpayers, and they're supposed to. Well, no, technically, according to the Supreme Court, they don't have to protect the taxpayers.
No, they don't
pay
have to.
them. But who writes their policy? Because it sure as hell isn't the taxpayers. They write their own policies. And so here you have a monopoly of force, like you called it, Jake, writing their own policies, paid for by us.
We have a no smoking policy.
To enforce laws that are not only unconstitutional, but basically violate every human right.
Yeah, even back to the Magna Carta, it's just like, it's ridiculous. We literally live in the Twilight Zone now. What I watched today just put me into the Twilight Zone. It's like, oh, there's a guy not doing anything. Oh, there he goes. He's getting drug off by a bunch of goons and walking by people breaking the law. That's okay. That's pretty cool. So what did he do again? Oh, he had a microphone. All right. Interesting.
Let's arrest that guy.
Yeah, he's got a microphone. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, when did our country turn into this? When did we turn into this?
It really gives credence to those T-shirts that I've seen where it has a picture of a video camera with the AK-47 handle on the end, and it says "My Weapon." Apparently, they took that to heart. They were all like, oh, "They have weapons."
Oh yeah,
look at it. Look at it. It has a handle.
I don't get it, man. I really don't. I hope, you know what, here's what I hope comes of this. Two things. One, Adam sues the crap out of these guys and should win in court, no problem. But, and number two, I hope that the number one, the guy that comes up and, like, bullies Adam, I hope you realize how silly you look. And then the guy, like I said, the guy with the motorcycle riding gloves that obviously is not riding a motorcycle at that time. Both of you guys. Hope you look super silly to yourself.
Well, I'll tell you what, because we have a lot of people listening, and I really want to hear your guys' opinions. Let's take a quick break, grab another beer or self-medication or whatever it is you do, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we can't get some calls, get some other people's opinions on this. I want to know how outraged you are or how complacent you are or if you think this is a non-issue. I want to know. I want to know your opinion. So I'm going to play Pennywise, We Want a Revolution, and we'll be right back.
It's Pennywise Revolution.
And now all of
love that song.
Yeah, I think it was perfect for today's events. What about you, Jay?
Dude, that was money. I've never actually heard that song before. That was beautiful.
I'm a staunch Pennywise fan.
See, I was a bad religion guy, so I never went into Pennywise.
They're my all-time favorite bands, man.
Amen, brother. Amen.
If you listen to that album that song Revolution is on,
mm-hmm.
It is like the soundtrack for the Ron Paul Liberty Revolution. It is just so much fun to listen to. There's a couple songs that are, irrelevant, but for the most part, they have so many songs, and it's like, man, I just want to play that song and do a sine wave or put together a video, just
be a thought criminal and get arrested for not doing anything.
Or that.
To me, maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm just way too excited for what is to come.
Dude, everybody can feel it. Everybody in this movement can feel it. It's like, look, you're watching the establishment just crumble in front of you. It's like, how about, Robert, how about that little clip that I played for you on my show where John Carney was like, I wouldn't call these scandals. Like, wait a minute, you wouldn't. So, hold on. You got dead Americans, you've got wiretapping, and then you've got the IRS, which is an arm of the federal government going after political groups. So none of those are big deals, huh? It's so money, because once that facade falls, I think that we're really going to have our hands full, number one, but then number two, I think we'll have a really good opportunity to get some restoration back to just some common sense law around this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, I'm sending you a link for one of my favorite songs off that album that you.
Send me a link for the whole album. I'll definitely take that. That was really good. I mean, that was worth the purchase.
I want to remind everybody listening, the number is 323-417-6713. We want your opinion on what is happening with Adam Kokesh as we speak. I mean, like, it's been a while now. He's probably getting deloused right now for talking at an event.
Dude, you just made me think of the scene in Super Troopers where they got him like in there, and they're throwing like it's powdered sugar. He's like, it's delicious. That's for the lice. The lice hate the powdered sugar. It's delicious.
I want to play a 39-second clip real fast of one of Adam's most famous speeches. In my opinion, one of his most invigorating speeches, so that we get an idea of who this man is, because I believe that these types of speeches really go to the core of people, because, one, you have to truly believe what you're saying when you're talking in front of that many people about such a controversial event. And so I just want people to get an idea of Adam's passion.
It has been said that when in the course of human events an oppression so revolts its subjects that it becomes necessary to alter or abolish the means of that tyranny. Is it that time when our Bill of Rights is defiled every day? When our adventures abroad threaten our security at home? When the Federal Reserve keeps our free nation enslaved by debt? When the people of the world tremble under the thumb of corporate imperialism? And now, our nation is drifting dangerously from freedom to fascism. So I have to ask, is it time?
And now to be one of Adam Kokesh's more famous quotes, a man in a costume is assaulting me.
Dude, we need to make that go viral on Twitter. Everybody just tweet out right now, a man in a costume is assaulting me. And then obviously give credit to Kokesh.
Yeah.
I still think the best part of that was when he called the guy a criminal. He's calling a police officer a criminal.
He's a guy in a costume. It's not a police officer at that point.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's great. I'm going to make a meme. I'm going to do that after the show. I'm going to make a meme of him, I get a picture, a screenshot of him being arrested, and then put
like Bozo the Clown in it. And like, I am being accosted by a man in a costume.
Oh, this will be better than
we have to use humor on these kind of things because that draws people in. I know it's kind of sick and twisted at some point, but that's what I try. That's what I try to do on my show. I'll end up laughing at some of this stuff, and yeah, it's kind of like it's dark and stuff, but at the end of the day, if you don't laugh at it and if you don't make people want to be engaged, then everybody's just. Well, you guys know. You guys have been in activism long enough. If you don't make it fun and kind of off the walls every once in a while, then not really a lot a lot of people get the message. Or you can do like Alex Jones and just rant and rave and spit fire.
You'll go crazy if you don't look at this thing in a humor. Like I've brings me back to a point I was going to say. I've often thought about what if they come and get me one day. What if they come and get me? Right.
I'll laugh in their face. I'll laugh. Be like, you guys are all demons. Yeah, just take me away. You're all demons. You're. Demons.
I would start laughing because
me too.
One, it would be funny to be vindicated in such a way. Right. Yeah. Right. Be like, oh my God.
I don't want to be right about some things, but yeah, I get your drift.
Exactly. What if they V for Vendetta my ass? What if they put me in that room and they shave my head and they waterboard me and da 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 da? I thought, what would I do? Would I get angry? Would I get sad? Would I cry? And I thought, no, I would not give them the pleasure. I would laugh and make jokes every chance I got.
How sick are we that's what we think about in our spare time? Because I've thought of that
freedom,
too.
Dude, that's what free people do. They sit here and think about, what if the government comes and black bags me? What happens? What do I do? No, but and by the way, everybody that's listening to this broadcast, you are all participating in thought crime, so you will all be arrested as well. So don't worry about it. We'll all be in the FEMA camps together. It'll be fantastic. And I think they have like the new Google Internet there too. So you got like 2 gigs coming straight into the forced labor camp.
Well, according to what we just saw from this, they'll bypass everybody listening and grab the people speaking. So it's us 3.
Excellent.
That apparently if you're just quiet about it and you like to hear about it, it's like 1984, really. I mean, think about it. The main character in that started reading these or started getting interested in the fact that the government was totalitarian. And they let him be. They tracked him. They knew that he was staying in a hotel and having sex that wasn't regulated by the government, and falling in love. They knew that was happening. They let him go, right? It was when he started asking on how to be involved and wanted to get involved on how to resist against this totalitarian government that they arrested him and put him in room 101.
Hey, guys, hold on. There's a knock at my door. I'll be right back. I'm just kidding.
I actually got butterflies. I was like, oh, crap.
Dude, if they go after an internet talk show host. Oh wait, they already did. Never mind.
Oh crap.
I mean, think about how absurd that is. It's like I mean, Adam's got a great following, and it's like, but how silly is that? It's like, what does this guy do? Well, he promotes liberty, freedom, almost reducing government down to the size of nothing, which he's completely within his constitutional rights to do. And then he shows up at a rally, and that's and see ya. You get taken away. Come on out. It's freedom.
God bless America.
America.
That's what we're turning into, America.
America, yeah. You know what? That's right. We're not America, like how they do the K's and no, we're America.
It is. It's really kind of Twilight Zone. I mean, do you guys ever go through moments of just like what you said, Robert? It's like you go through moments and stages where you're like, am I in 1984 or am I in a really bad B movie? Like, which one is it? It's like, oh, we're going to go get this 19-year-old and we're going to lock down the entire city and throw a bunch of armored vehicles on the street and guys with black uniforms and full fatigues. Like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. This happens at the G20 and the G8. This is martial law drill here. But, that's thought crime, everybody. There you go.
Yeah, any moment Ashton Kutcher is going to jump out and he's like, punked, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you thought you lived in a totalitarian empire. You don't. Sorry. Everything's fine.
Oh, we got you good.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
You know, and that's how it does feel sometimes, like at any moment. And it's small moments. It's little things. It's like when I'm buying Behold a Pale Horse at the bookstore, and they're like, what's your phone number and address?
Wait a minute. You bought some of Bill Cooper's stuff?
Yep, I have the same.
You are definitely a thought criminal. He is actually he was one of my all-time favorite authors and lecturers. Have you guys seen his lectures on YouTube?
Let me point this out. Hold on.
Things, yeah.
When I went to go buy that book, Robert was like, "Make sure you buy it with cash. Don't they bug me about my phone number.
This is fucking America, everybody. You're going to go buy a book. It's like you're going to go get drugs. It's like, hey, listen, bring lots of cash. Don't have any ID on you. Just deny if they ask you anything.
But here's Robert live on internet radio going, yeah, when I went to go buy this book secretly.
Good try.
Yeah, there we go.
We all. Hey, Robert, don't worry. They know about you. I told my friends. He's like, I thought you were all worried about the government spying on you. I'm like, dude, they've been spying on me since I was like, let's see, when was 2001? Yeah, I've done a lot of crazy stuff since 2001. I'm sure they got a pretty good idea of who I am.
I used to be really scared about that. You can ask Matt.
Just forget it, dude. Forget it.
And then after a while, I was all like, I'm good. You know what? Why am I ashamed?
Yeah.
That I have theories? Why am I ashamed that I have questions? Why am I ashamed that I want to stand up for other freaking people?
That's super thought crime. You can't think about somebody else other than yourself in America. That's another thought crime too.
So see, for me, it was people are like, you need to get rid of your Facebook page, man, because they can, and you got to be careful what you search for on Google and this, that, and I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure they already know who I am. And I'm pretty sure at this point they already know what I think and believe. Yeah. I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah. I had the same thing with me. My friends are like, you need to be careful about what you post. I'm like, dude, I've been running an internet radio show for a year and a half. They know what I'm about. Hiding is not going to get me anywhere.
Yeah, and my thing, I want to preface this first before I say this. The only things that I think are acceptable to be active in trying to help Adam Kokesh is making phone calls, be a Facebook activist, post a bunch of stuff, go to news organizations and post links and videos in their comment sections. Do what you can to bring attention to it. If you're in the area, show up to this event that they're doing on the 20th. Be there to physically show force at the Federal Detention Center that you want Adam Kokesh and Poe released because they've done nothing. Which, in reality, they'll both be released most likely on Monday because they got nothing, right? But make sure that you show up there. But having said that, as a man of spiritual beliefs, take a moment tonight to send good vibes, prayers, a thought, or anything of that to Adam, Poe, and everybody else who is out there fighting for you, being arrested for you. They, because yes, they're doing it because they believe in the message of liberty. They believe in the message of freedom. But the message of liberty and freedom is that we're in this together, and that's why we're fighting.
I want to bring out a point, and I thought about this after somebody was talking about the open carry march, and they were calling it stupid, this, that, and the other, and all the trolls. And I thought about it. Say he gets the 10,000 people, okay? These 10,000 people aren't doing this for themselves. If you really want to think about it, they're not doing it because they live on these particular 10,000 people live on some small island and they want sovereignty for their small island. No, these are people from across the country, and they live in all sorts of towns and all sorts of cities all over the place. They're not doing it for themselves. They're risking life, limb, jail, felony charges. They're $5,000 fine, whatever it is. They're risking it so that the people who are mocking them, the people that are calling them stupid, the people who are saying, well, we disagree with that, those people are just stupid, they're going to go there and get them there. They're doing it for those people. And that's the real sad part. It's a sacrifice, and maybe those people didn't ask for it, and they're allowed to have their opinions, but just the simple fact that somebody is willing to stand up for you, for your rights, whether you agree with them or not. Maybe you're not there yet. You don't understand what freedom is oh, I want my freedoms, but you can't have your freedoms. This is democracy. You know, those people, you should be thanking the people that are willing to risk everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I think that's what upsets me the most is we go from 200 years ago to people risking life and limb over a 2% tax hike and gun grabbing to what's the average that everybody pays in taxes? Almost 50% now. And and there's people out there yelling in the streets that they want higher taxes and they want everybody to not have their guns. And how do we get this far in such a short amount of time?
We became a society that got dumbed down by a technocracy, and we are a bunch of fat, lazy slobs that are conditioned to do first layer thinking and simple mathematics and not question authority.
Hey, speak for yourself.
How we got here. But I mean, that's the general public in a nutshell, and it's not their fault. I mean, they've been chemically attacked through fluoride. They've been conditioned from the K through 12 in your
conspiracy theorists.
Listen, man, the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and all those guys, if they own all of this stuff and they're the ones that fund the Department of Education, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But once again, that's using my thought criminal brain, and that's me being a conspiracy theorist. So that's a double whammy right there, I think.
Yeah. Well, all right, we're winding this down. No one's called in. We've had probably the most listeners that we've had live in a while. And I really would like someone to call in and, tell us your opinion. I'd like an average person's opinion. Or if you know any information that we don't know. Were you at the rally today? Did you see something? Did you watch them get ready to do this? Call us. It's 323-417-6713. And we have about 12 minutes left. So I'd really like you guys to call in. So, but yeah, this Poe and Adam thing, I think, is just proof in the pudding that what Adam was planning or is planning on July 4th is necessary. Mm-hmm. Is it scary? Is it could it be dangerous? Is it setting a precedence that hasn't been set in like 100 years? Yes, it is, and you should be scared. Damn it, you should be scared that you even need to be scared to do that. You
should be scared of what happens if you don't stand up, is what you should be scared of. That's what we should all be scared of. If you study history, that's what you should be scared of, is scared of not standing up and not doing stuff and not being active and not being involved. That's what you need to be scared of.
And we got a caller in. Let's go ahead and bring that caller in real quick. And
hold on real quick. Do you know what this is also proof of? That what Adam's doing or is trying to do is working.
Mm-hmm. And it's the right thing to do. If you get attacked by the establishment like that, it's the 100% on target right thing to do. And I guarantee you'll hear Alex Jones come out tomorrow and endorse him for it. That's my prediction, because if Alex Jones doesn't endorse this because he knows how bad the system is, and like I said, it's not the Alex Jones thing that I want, but I want somebody like that's a big enough figure to endorse it, and I want people like Glenn Beck that criticize the event. Now I want you guys to get behind him on this, because if this is one of those, if we don't all hang together, we hang separate moments. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Is this the?
Yeah. You're with it.
The uniting moment.
Let's bring in this caller, see what he thinks. You guys go ahead and talk to him for a second. I have to make a quick phone call. Hold on 1 second. Caller, you're live.
What's up, man? It's Justin again. Am I calling?
Hey.
Little bit.
How you doing, man?
It's
my favorite guest. What's up, man?
No, just listening as usual. I just wanted to say the last guy you had on was great. He made a lot of good points about people in society. And the reason I'm calling actually is because, if people are afraid of being called critical, conspiracy theorists, what I like to tell people when they call me that, look them right in the eye and just simply say, did you notice that critical thinker and conspiracy theorists have the same initials, and watch their eyes dilate? You know what I mean? Shit like that. I also have another question. What's the deal with Alex Jones? Because I don't know what to make of that guy. I don't really follow him too much, but I am curious just to know, I know a lot of people aren't that into him, so I want to know what your guys' take on it was.
Matthew, am I unmuted?
No, you're good to go, man. If you,
okay.
if you want to comment on that first, you're good to go.
Justin, here's the way I look at Alex Jones. He does a very good job of getting out information that normally wouldn't hit the mainstream. He has an interesting take. He has an interesting take and perspective on the police state, and I think that that's what he's the best at analyzing. But as far as who he is, it's one of those things that you just got to go back and fact check everything that they say, because they do get misinformation, they get disinformation just like every other news outlet. So they're going to be wrong from time to time, but for the most time, like 85 to 90%, they're going to be pretty much on target. And it's not so much that I think that people don't like Alex Jones. I just don't think his personality meshes well with a lot of people. But the information that he portrays and the breakdowns that he has are pretty spot on and are pretty solid, in my opinion.
I like. I was gonna say I like Robert's take on it, and I actually agree with him. Back when all the infighting and the backbiting was going on, and after Alex Jones went on Piers Morgan and kind of went absolutely nutty. Robert's always had this. Yeah, but I mean, Robert's always had this mentality that everybody in this movement has their place.
Yes.
From the Liberty Republicans to the staunch conspiracy theorists, all the anarchists, voluntarists, and Alex Jones, agree with him, disagree with him. He's awakened people. He's brought people to this moment, to this belief. Even people like Robert himself, who will tell you that he used to listen to Alex Jones quite fervently. Now, I don't really care for a lot of his tactics. However, again, he has his place, and you can't take that away from him.
I think his intensity is invaluable to the movement. I really do. I think his intensity on his shows, because he's who really shook me out of my trance. And then it just really matters, like, if he does the initial wake up, then that's pretty good. Usually he can shake people out of the trance, and then you can just kind of take the ball and run from there, and then you can tune in every once in a while.
No, I agree.
I listen to him once in a while, but I kind of like you said, he's very intense. And anytime I listen to him, I feel like I should have died 10 minutes ago. That's why I don't really like listening to him. I like listening to, like the people that are a little bit more. I don't know what the word is for it or whatever. But I was just curious when you brought up Alex Jones and you mentioned that you weren't. 100%. I was like, interesting. Let me see what they have to say about it. So, I'll take some other calls or whatever. But that was really what I was looking for.
Yeah, no, I think here's how I treat Alex Jones. I treat him like all other media. You know what I mean? I listen to what he has to say, and then I fact check him, and then I either call bullshit or I take those facts and spread them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I.
Now, Justin, don't get me wrong. You will have that. He does have a sort of a galvanizing personality. So you do have kind of an occult following with him that are just, they're not in it for really the information. They're in it for the Alex Jones persona. But that's I would say it's a very small segment of his listenership, though.
But the loudest.
But the loudest. He's exactly right. But the loudest. They talk about being informed, but then they'll go and repeat InfoWars talking points instead of researching it from themselves and being able to be able to expand on it.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious to know what your feelings on him was, because I kind of exactly like I think it was Rob that said or whatever was I listen to him and then look into it myself, because I don't know if I should really trust this guy. It's like he gets away with saying so much to so many people. It's like, how is this guy doing this? Yeah.
Well, he's been pretty visible for a long time, so that really helps.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Cooper did the same thing, but the sheriff's office killed Bill Cooper. So I mean,
like about 6 months ago, I looked all into that motherfucker and everything, and
he was amazing.
Oh yeah, wait. So wait, when they actually when you went to buy the book, they like ID'd you or something? Like I caught that too. Like,
yeah, they ID'd me. Barnes and Noble. Now they wanted to. I told them that I had no ID on me, and then they tried to sell it to me. They were like, oh well, if you do this, we'll give you the book cheaper. And I understand what they're doing.
The rewards card?
Yes,
wow,
that's what they offered me for my ID. They were like, well, if you give me the ID, we'll give you this, and you'll get the book cheaper. And I was
Robert,
like,
my wife hates being with me when they do the reward card thing, because I get ready and I'm like, oh, you're about to get a lecture. I'm like, Do you know what they use those things for? I was a marketing major in college, and I was told never to get one of these things by my marketing professor. And here's why. I'm like, blah. Anytime that you've ever bought a grocery at Kroger, it is on that card. So they have a whole database of what you've bought at Kroger, GNC, whatever. So I swear they don't share that with the NSA guys. I promise you they don't.
I actually bought a copy of The Catcher in the Rye like 6 months ago. I looked at the lady and like, listen, I'm not a
Don't go
person.
commit suicide.
They love demonizing shit, you know? It's crazy.
And well, hey guys, we got 3.5 minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and let Justin go. Thanks for calling in, Justin. All right.
Always a pleasure. Yeah. Just let me know if I'm calling too much. You know, I'm just sitting here.
No, never.
No, you're good, man.
No, dude, your money. Your money. You need to be an everyday guy.
Your own spot.
Always a pleasure, guys. Yo, fucking keep doing your thing. I'll catch you next time.
All right, man.
That's a good idea. You guys should have him pop in for a segment for like 2 minutes and just give his take on the world for 2 minutes and let him just go on a rant. He's money. He's so money.
He is. He's mint. So we got 3 minutes. So under a minute. Jake, you go first. What is the takeaway from the Adam Kokesh arrest today?
You know, I made a joke a little bit earlier on the show about what the takeaway should be, and those guys should be ashamed of themselves for bullying somebody that was not breaking a law whatsoever. But I think what the takeaway needs to be is just expand the July 4th movement and make sure that it's going to be twice as big as we thought it was going to be. So now all you people that were on the fence, you need to get off the fence, and you need to say, I'm going to be there, whether it's with my camera or with my rifle. You need to be there. I'm going to be there. I hope you guys can be there. But I think that's the big takeaway is now is the time to push. Now is the time to really get there and show a physical presence that we will not stand for people being arrested for no reason.
That's awesome. All right, Matt, under a minute, same question.
Honestly, I'm in complete solidarity with Jake on this. It really has to be a moment where we all together decide that we're just, whether you agree with it, disagree with it, at some point people have to figure out that if we're going to allow our petty differences to drive us into arguments, and instead of just saying, well, you know what, I don't really necessarily agree with that guy's idea, but he's willing to stand up for my freedom, and the least I can do is at least be there. I don't have to have a weapon. I can be there with a camera. I can be there watching on the sidelines, but I want to be there to show support. I can only imagine what would have happened if Ron Paul had started something like this. How much support would he have had, and how many less people would be arguing against it if it was something that Ron Paul had started?
Absolutely.
And honestly, I think that's what really people need to understand is this movement isn't about us as an individual or what we think. It's about everybody, and I hate to use the word collectively, but there's a difference between collectivism and teamwork. We all need to stand up together and fight tyranny on all levels.
My big takeaway from this, guys, and I hope this really sinks in for everybody listening, is Adam was arrested violently for no reason. Okay? They were the aggressors. They were the violent ones. These people were smoking weed. Agree with it, think it should be legal, think it should be illegal, but who is being physically attacked from the act of smoking weed? And they arrest him violently and take him away, and they don't tell anybody where he is and tell them that he is a grown man. That should scare the crap out of you. And that's the journalistic revolution, guys. We really thank you for listening in, and our thoughts and prayers are out to Adam Kokesh and Poe. Goodbye.